So in this video I'm going to talk about digital citizenship. So there will be 4 parts to this video. The first one is what is digital citizenship? Second, why it's important. Third, I'll be talking about a resource for educators, which is common sense. And fourth, I'm going to be talking about a resource for students, which is going to be Internet Awesome. So the first question is, what is digital citizenship? And the answer is not as straightforward as it may seem. There is no accepted definition, but there is a growing consensus of what it means. And it is a set of intersecting characteristics that incorporate the values, skills, attitudes, knowledge, and critical understanding that people require when they operate on the internet. Second question, why is digital citizenship important? Well, obviously, as time goes on, more and more students will go online, and those who are not online yet will get there sooner rather than later. The recent COVID outbreak has also moved a lot of the education online. In terms of legislation, for example, the Californian Common Core standards, they require a certain part of the education to be online, but at the same time there are no rules or guidelines in the Common Core standards as to how the students should behave when they are online. So the problems that students might encounter online, of course, are varied and serious. First of all, bullying is much more rampant and one could say easier than in real life. Inappropriate contact, identity theft, and so on. Many issues. One of the studies found that less than a third of the students in a US school had sufficient knowledge of digital citizenship. Another issue that students have to deal with is internet addiction, and we as educators have to provide them tools on how to avoid that. One study, for example, found that Instagram addiction has negative effects on students' social qualities, abilities to communicate, and so on. So the first resource I'm going to talk about is common sense education, and they have for educators they have 2 programs. One is a program on digital citizenship. Another one is a program on student privacy. The digital citizenship training program covers what they or how they understand digital citizenship as such. It covers the 6 core topics of digital citizenship. It has different tracks for different student groups or different student age groups. So one is, for example, from K to 2, 3 to 5, grades 6 to 8, and grades 9 to 12. The 6 core topics that the course covers are media balance and well-being, and this is obviously important because internet addiction is real and students are not equipped to handle and manage it. Another one is privacy and security, relationship and communication on the internet, digital footprint and identity, cyberbullying, and news and media literacy. Now, obviously not all areas are important to all student groups. Some would need to have more input on news literacy, and others, lower grade students, probably would need to know more about how to control themselves with devices in general and how to behave online in particular. But more importantly, actually, the Common Sense Digital Citizenship course has a lot of resources for educators. One, they have lesson plans, a lot of lesson plans, presentations and worksheets. They have games and videos, and they also have family resources available. So for classroom discussion, they have a lot of videos that present different kind of topics, different research done on the topics. They ask questions that can be discussed in the classroom. They have songs. Some of them are pretty catchy.
Use your head when you're online, most especially your mind.
And some of them are also available in English and in Spanish.
Usa tu mente en la red y con tu imaginación.
If, for example, your class has Spanish-speaking kids, they are the resources that the Common Sense program has. They are very, very, very comprehensive, and they are also differentiated. So they have different kind of presentations and tools for lower grade students, even for kindergartners, and they have also videos that are appropriate for high school students. The lesson plans are also available grade by grade, which is always useful. And if you as a teacher do not have the time to teach a whole lesson on digital citizenship, there are lesson plans that would take maybe only 15 minutes of your lesson time. The second course that Common Sense has for educators is the Student Privacy online course, and it's more focused on educational apps and platforms. One downside that I found as somebody not teaching in the US is that it's fairly US focused. It delves deeply into legislation both on state and federal level. A lot of this is not really applicable in other countries, but it's, of course, it's good to know. It also talks about how the apps that we use in the classrooms and in the education in general have to be safe, secure and restricted. But the more useful resource that is accompanying the course is a database of all kind of educational apps and platforms that have been ranked and evaluated in terms of how safe and secure and private they are. Some schools and districts, they vet online tools for students so that you as a teacher would know which kind of programs and platforms the students are allowed to use. But obviously no school or no district can cover all of them, so they only vet a limited number of apps. The Common Sense database is very vast. It covers a whole lot of apps, and it gives you a percentage of the security rating for a certain app. And if you don't want to delve into this, then they also have badges for a clear overview. Ones that are, let's say, safe, they have the use responsibly badge. The ones that are not probably as safe or that might have privacy issues are termed use with caution, and then some of them are not recommended. So this covers the Common Sense resources. Another one that I wanted to talk about is Internet Awesome, which is a Google platform or program that is more student focused. So on this Internet Awesome program, there are games, there are quizzes, there are also advice available for the students. There's enough material to last for hours if the students want to play this. It's actually, I feel, a very good supporting resource for the Common Sense curriculum. So if as an educator, when you go through the Common Sense curriculum, you can use this Internet Awesome by Google to help students see if they understand what you have taught them. In this Internet Awesome, students can play arcade games that these games require some dexterity, but they also have multiple choice questionnaires that test how well you understand the content. The games obviously will be more interesting for younger audience, but actually it was fun even for me to play for a couple of hours. The games can be played without actually first learning about the content, about digital citizenship in general, but obviously they would be more beneficial if you combine them with this common sense. In conclusion, I feel that both this common sense curriculum or common sense resources and internet awesome resources, they actually align very well, for example, with the Council of Europe. It has recently proposed enhancing the digital citizenship competencies of students, or the competencies in education in general. And specifically, they recommended creating open online courses and game-based learning, which is with the first one is common sense, the other one is internet awesome. You could probably argue that common sense should include more games, and it's probably true. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but to be fair, this is not the focus of the program. And you could also argue that probably internet also should have more of this kind of educational content. But again, it's true, but it's not really the raison d'être for the internet awesome. So they do make a good combination for teaching students. The resources also help you, no matter what kind of age group of students do you teach. They have resources for kindergarten students. They also have resources for high school students. And I feel, in conclusion, both platforms, they do what they're supposed to do, and they do it exceptionally well. So if you're an educator looking for resources on digital citizenship or something to support your teaching of digital citizenship, or something that can be used by students alone, both of these are highly recommended.